السلام لكم ولكم مني السلام. أهلا وسهلا بكم سيدات وسادة في قناة عائدون، قناة المحبة والسلام لسوريا والعالم أجمع. اليوم الثاني من أغسطس 2026 تنطلق مظاهرة تأييد للشعب الفلسطيني، مظاهرة تطالب بوقف الاحتلال الآن. أوقفوا الاحتلال الآن، الاحتلال لم يتوقف، القتل لم يتوقف، كله كذب بكذب. وهذه المظاهرة الإنسانية الأخلاقية التي تجري أو تدور في مدينة ليفربول هي من أحرار ليفربول، وقف تضامن مع الشعب الفلسطيني، مع القضية الإنسانية الأولى في العالم. أهلا وسهلا بكم في قناة عائدون وصفحة العقيد محمود مصطفى. أهلا وسهلا بكم في بث حي مباشر للتضامن مع الشعب الفلسطيني في غزة، في فلسطين، في كل مكان فيه ناس متضررون، الشعب الأحرار في العالم هم معهم. أهلا وسهلا بكم. هيا بنا أصدقائي الأعزاء مع أحرار ليفربول لنطوف مدينة ليفربول مطالبين أوقفوا الحرب الآن. نشر المحبة، لكن للأسف هناك من لا يريد سلام ولا يريد محبة. الآن وصلت المظاهرة إلى ساحة الملكة فيكتوريا لإلقاء الكلمات. نحن في مدينة ليفربول مع أحرار ليفربول وكلمة حق أي حق الفلسطينيين أوقفوا الحرب، أنهوا الاحتلال الآن. هذه أحرار ليفربول وأحرار العالم طالب بإيقاف الحرب، بإيقاف القتل، بإيقاف التدمير والتجويع في فلسطين، لأن لم توقف الحرب، لم توقف القتل، لم توقف التدمير. هذه أحرار العالم من ليفربول وكل أنحاء العالم طالب بوقف القتل والتدمير. أهلا وسهلا بكم في قناة عائدون، قناة سوريا والعالم أجمع وسلام.
They stand in the tradition of the suffragettes' mother. And there is no better way to check that out than to call for one of the suffragettes.
So, Liverpool Friends of Palestine, Merhaban. Today I want to talk to you about something deeply concerning. It's the creeping shadow of the police state. What we are witnessing right now in this country is a complete memory loss by our politicians. It's a double standard so obvious and so contradictory that it's almost hard to believe. Nothing but property, and sure the ban went ahead without a fight, the government did something incredibly dishonest.
You're braver than me, you're braver than a lot of people here. You took a principled, moral, humanitarian stand. You've not killed anyone. You've tried to stop killing. You've tried to stop the slaughter and stop the genocide. He's been a prominent doctor who has publicly denounced the devastation of the system in Gaza. He has spent his whole life saving.
Heard it before. It was inspired by our female MPs who posed for that wonderful picture in the Houses of Parliament in July last year by spraying a death carrier with the colour of what flows monthly. Angry at the hourly spilling, boiling and evaporating of rivers of blood and ocean away. She expels hot air, expresses horror at the sight of flesh, bones and rubble piling up daily in a far-off stolen land. She is deaf to the chants, blind to the flags waving outside in black, white, green and red. They are herded into the death chamber in their purple, green and white sashes, blue, yellow and pink dresses, their black, brown and grey suits, their hands, like those of their paymasters, a uniform red, staining the good names of those heroines of yesteryear, living on in those outside taking action. The Amazons they theatrically call terrorists. Thank you.
Thanks, Tayo. Now, I never like saying we keep the best till last because it shows disrespect for those who came first. What we'll say is we maintain our high standards to the end. And before I call on David White, who is very much keeping up our standards, it's only fair that we should say a little bit about the latest from Palestine. Because you will remember that back last year, the so-called ceasefire agreement, don't go there, but the so-called ceasefire agreement was under the auspices of a so-called Board of Peace, chaired by one Donald Trump. If you don't think that's a contradiction in terms, you're in the wrong march. But the latest is on Thursday. It is announced that yet another 14-point, 15-point plan or whatever is issued and that Hamas has quote-unquote agreed to disarm. Well, all I can think of is that we have been here before because when you look at it, you can see that Hamas are saying, well, that's a very good idea, and it would be a very good idea if Israel actually did some of the things they agreed to do last October, like allow a bit of food in, please, and like withdraw from where they are at the moment, rather than gradually increase. And so we have been here before. The one thing that you will want to keep an eye on as the clock ticks towards the end of October, and why I say the end of October is because that is when Israeli elections happen, when Netanyahu goes to the polls, and that is a week short of American midterm elections where Donald Trump's lot go to the polls. And they have would like the war to stop, on his terms obviously, but he would like to be classed as a man of peace by posterity. He would like Congress, and he knows what being a lame duck president is like. The Israelis, on the other hand, want the war to continue.
No legs at all. I want to say something that has been plaguing all the discussions I've been having here today, and all of the discussions I always have, actually, if we're talking about generally what's going on politically in the world, but particularly what's going on in Palestine and what's going on in Gaza, and that is a discussion of whether we can be optimistic or pessimistic. And that's often a very paralysing discussion. Are we optimistic or pessimistic? Have we got something? So have we got hope or have we got no hope? And I want to say right now, I think that's a way we shouldn't think. We all think that because we've all...
Relief work in Khan Yunis. We have, in the last 2.5 years, collected £59,000. So any contribution you can make is well received.
نقلنا لكم بث حي مباشر إلى صوت أحرار ليفربول، صوت الحرية، صوت الإنسانية. أوقفوا الاحتلال الآن، أوقفوا الاحتلال، أوقفوا القتل، أوقفوا التدمير. هذه أحرار ليفربول كانت معكم في بث حي مباشر لإيقاف الاحتلال وإعطاء الحرية للشعب الفلسطيني، وقف القتل والتدمير، لأن القتل والتدمير لم يوقف. لقد كذبوا علينا جميعا بأن يقولوا أن الحرب وقفت وأن القتل والتدمير وقف. وهذا من أحرار ليفربول الذي يشارك في القتل بشكل مستمر. السادة دائما في قناة عائدون، قناة المحبة والسلام لسوريا والعالم أجمع، وصفحة الفيسبوك العقيد محمود مصطفى. السلام لكم ولكم مني السلام. أرجو الله أن ينتشر السلام في كل مكان في العالم، وأخص الذكر في بلد سوريا وفلسطين والعالم. السلام لكم ولكم مني السلام.